And you know the sun's sitting fast, just like they say nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night. Now I sit on the porch, watch lightning bugs fly. I can't see too good, I got tears in my eyes. I'm leaving tomorrow, but I don't wanna go. I love you, my town, you'll always live in my soul. And you know the sun's sitting fast, and just like they say, nothing good ever lasts. Go on now and kiss it goodbye, but hold on to your love because your heart's bound to die. Go on now and say goodbye to our town, to our town. Can't you see the sun sitting down on our town, on our town? Good night.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include August 9, 2005 was Peacekeepers Day, Rec Center JCP project, dismantling of the old fish plant office. These stories, plus the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest. The new year comes soonest. And the Atlantic first meets the new world. You can walk the streets of the oldest city in North America. Far east of the Western world.
August the 9th will be formally recognized as Peacekeepers Day throughout the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. This announcement came on August the 4th, 2005 by Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Tom Marshall. The minister said this was part of this year's commitment to Year of the Veteran. It is important to commemorate the sacrifices of Canadian peacekeepers, past and present, who have consistently put themselves in danger to ensure the freedom and safety of others. August the 9th was chosen because on August the 9th, 1974, 9 Canadian peacekeepers were killed when their transport plane was shot down over Syria, the greatest loss of Canadian peacekeepers in a single day. Approximately 125,000 Canadians have served in peacekeeping missions since 1947. Over 100 Canadians have lost their lives to that service. In many of the larger centres like St. John's, the day was recognized with some special activities. Now that we are aware of the Peacekeepers Day, maybe next year our community will get involved in recognizing the many men and women from our community that are involved in peacekeeping. On Tuesday of this week, we visited the Rec Center to see how their project was coming along. This 12-week project is funded under the Job Creation Program. It started on August the 1st and provided employment for 2 individuals, one carpenter, Eve Warren, and a carpenter assistant, Dan Ricketts. These 2 men are responsible for installing doors to the Zamboni room, exterior doors, and dressing rooms. When we visited, the two men were busy framing up the door backs for the door to the Zamboni room. When one talks about putting up doors, it seems easy and simple. However, this is not so at the rec center. The door to the Zamboni room had to be made bigger to accommodate the machine. This meant cutting steel beams that help support the former door. The door to this room will be made from plywood and will be insulated. The room will also be insulated and plywood will cover the walls. This room will have to be heated to keep the Zamboni from freezing. This door also had to be made bigger. Of course, this meant cutting more steel and the door will be replaced. The door taken from this area will now be installed here. Again, more steel has to be cut to make the door fit. The entrance to the rink directly in front of the Zamboni room was made bigger for easy access, and these steel supports had to be relocated. The workers have already installed another swinging door here. When closed, this door, or gate, will close access of these rooms to the public. This 12-week project includes building a 40 by 16 by 10 dressing room along this wall. This week was number 2 of the project, and the workers still have quite a bit of work to be done. We will keep you informed as work progresses. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
There's an island, of course, and over 10,000 miles of coastline, raised up in sunshine and storm. Thousands of islands, coves, guts, and bays, with a strange and startling beauty. It's a land that lives by the sea. No wonder our dogs have webbed feet.
Demolition of the old fish plant office has begun. Everyone agrees that the old Irving Oil property next to the new Coast Guard site was an eyesore. If you've been in that area lately, you will have noticed that this is about to change. The two buildings that were in deplorable condition are being removed. Last week, the siding was removed and disposed of. One of the main reasons these buildings wasn't removed was because there was asbestos located in them. Now that ownership of the property is with Western Petroleum, they obtained the proper permits from the Department of the Environment to have these buildings removed. The dismantling of the buildings continued throughout this week. Western Petroleum moved from the sea freeze site to this one because these tanks are state-of-the-art. They are equipped with double walls, many safety features, and loading of the trucks can be done from the ground, whereas at the old site, workers had to climb to the top of the trucks. South Coast Construction also has been busy at the site bringing loads of fill. They are leveling up the property for the big tanker trucks. They are widening out this area to enable the trucks to make this turn. At one time, one of these tanker trucks would pull off by Joy's place and back the truck up to offload the oil. Often this would block the traffic in the area. Once all the leveling is done, the truck will drive on the new road, come through these gates, come up to the tanks, and offload. Once the delivery has been made, the driver will exit the property very easily. The decommissioning of these tanks at Seafreeze site is well underway. There are only 2 left. There is no product at the site, and these tanks were on loan from Ultramar. We spoke to George Errett about all these changes being made, and he informed us that the service station has been improved, with more work to be done. Plans are in place for a new diesel tank and new gas pumps. They have plans for a grand reopening to celebrate all the renovations done to the property. This is scheduled for later in this month. On Thursday of this week, the Communities in Schools summer program held their closing. For 8 weeks, children in our community and some of the children that were visiting were involved in the CIS summer program. Enrollment was approximately 36 children. Although the program didn't get this number every day, it was very well attended. On Thursday of this week, they held their closing for the program. In the morning, it was for the children involved in the bookworm program. You probably remember that this program was set up as a one-on-one reading session. When the children arrived, they watched a movie and were presented with certificates of achievement. Sharan Ann and Crystal Aris, summer workers with the CIS summer program, told us that they could see a big improvement in some of these children's reading skills. In the afternoon, all the kids involved in the summer activity camps held their closing. They began with some games, mostly races: barrel race, 3-legged race, and a scoot race. We arrived just in time for the presentations. The workers served pop, pizza, and cake. All the children seemed to enjoy the snacks as much as they enjoyed the camps themselves.
Everybody look up at me. Scott, put your certificate down, please. Everybody look this way. Melissa. Smile.
Where's Melissa?
She's beyond Jordan.
Oh, Jordan, sit back a little bit. There you go. Cool. That's a cool looking bunch. Everybody smile at me or what? Or are you looking grumpy? I hope you're not grumpy. There you go.
Okay, everybody.
From all accounts, the Sand and Sea Festival was a tremendous success. The festival has been over for 2 weeks now, and from all accounts, it went very well. From the number of people that attended the 4-day Sand and Sea Festival, to say it was a tremendous success seems to be an understatement. We spoke to Paulette Marsden, chairperson of the Sand and Sea Committee, and she informed us that indeed the festival was a tremendous success. The numbers were way up from last year. At the adult dance on Saturday, there were approximately 900 people in attendance. Paulette also told us that the word about the festival is spreading. Many people who plan to come home for a visit are now planning their time home to take in the festival. This year there were a few changes. One was the area around the stage was roped off and no parking was allowed on the sides of the road leading to the park. Both of these changes were put into place for safety reasons. Paulette told us that people accepted the changes very well and they didn't interrupt the festival in any way. We extend congratulations to the Sand and Sea Committee and all the volunteers that helped for their hard work, dedication, and commitment they put into this festival. Stay with us for Off the Rack and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
In a scene from prehistory, still fjords run deep, hemmed in by giant granite walls, carved by volcanoes, tectonic upheaval, 20 times as old as the Rockies, our park. Icebergs drift south. Humpbacks migrate to the north. This is the place where their paths cross, where you can't see the icebergs for whales. There's puffins and petrels, kittiwakes and gulls, guillemots, merlins and murres, owls and osprey, hawks and razorbills, and you can see where the eagles have landed.
Off the rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the Anglican Church Summer Fair. Let's look back to August the 1st, 1994.
Another event where, when we were there, people were lined up for the opportunity to dunk Ernest Green. Double L riding stables were also there providing horse rides for anyone who was interested. At 4:30, the potluck supper got underway with all sorts of delicious entrees and desserts to enjoy. When supper was served, all the tables were full and there were some more people waiting to be seated. All in all, the fair was a great success.
And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.